Hey, I just got back from lunch. Did you finish that report yet?
Well, not exactly. Still working on it. I'm not finished just yet. I got a little sidetracked, but I will get them to you first thing this afternoon.
It is first thing this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I am working on
But
it. I'll have,
what do you mean that the report isn't finished yet?
I'm still in the process of working on it. I've just been a little distracted.
Distracted. Our meeting starts in an hour.
I can have it.
No. What were you doing? Were you listening to another hunting podcast again? I swear, I give the staff in this office the freedom to do whatever they want to do as long as they meet a deadline. That is the first bullet underneath your job description. Pays attention to detail and deadlines. And deadlines. Dude, are you even listening to me right now?
Hey folks, it's that time of year to be shooting your bow in preparation for the fast approaching opening day of archery season here in Pennsylvania. If you haven't been down to Williams Archery Pro Shop and Indoor Range yet, get off the couch and head down to Edinburgh, PA. They've been in business for 29 years and they specialize in bow tuning and hands-on shooting lessons. It's a family-owned bow dealership who offers Hoyt, PSE, Bear, Parker, and more. Don't forget your archery accessories and arrows when you stop in to see Ron and Linda Williams. Give the shop a call at 724-667-9660 and make sure you tell them you heard about Williams Archery on the Whitetail Distraction Podcast, and they will get you set up.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. My name's Austin, and joining me today in the studio and always Charles Hedlund. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. What's going on, my man?
Oh man, just hanging out. Got to shoot my bow tonight. It was good.
We shot together tonight.
We did.
It's the first time all summer.
It's true. No,
Well, okay. We did go on that shoot. You're right.
we did go shoot a 3D shoot together.
Yeah. Other than that, this is the first time we've practiced for archery season,
Correct.
for killing things.
That is correct.
Yes. So, I actually got in the woods again today. And, okay, let's think. So, today is Wednesday. Podcast will come out tomorrow, Thursday. If anybody is in the local area, it is apparently too hot for kids to go to high school for the full however many hours they're there now. And they actually dismiss kids early. So, it was too hot for them to sit in a classroom with fans on and air conditioning in certain rooms. But myself, I was out in the woods putting up a stand because I'm a badass.
You know it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
not
never
envious of
sweated
it.
more in my life. Now, what? Me and you went out, though, the other day, too.
On Monday,
We got crushed.
it was hot. It was
Super
really
hot.
hot.
But it's a heat wave, and we still need to get stands in the woods, so I'm not mad about it.
Yep.
I had a little fun today. Me and Joe went out, my younger brother Joe. We went out, put up a stand. Boy, was it an adventure. It was kind of wild, not going to lie. I can get into that, though, if you want.
You certainly can, and we can talk
gonna be a
for
little
a second
bit.
about what we saw on Monday.
Yeah. So today was a nightmare. I went to hell and back today. We went out, we bought a hang-on stand. He had to move where he shot his buck out of his ladder stand last year. We were going to put a hang-up in because it wasn't the ideal setup, but it worked for him last year, time needing. So we went up there, we got my brother Russ's quad, loaded it up, went to Dunham's, got a new stand, got out to the spot. Stand needs put together. We don't have the tools. I thought there was a socket set in my dad's truck. There was not. So we got those little chintzy wrenches that they give you in a setup. We're putting them together in blazing heat, and we tried getting out early, and by now it's like 11:30.
I think it got up to 94 today, and the real feel was like
99, I heard at one
something
point.
like that, yeah.
Brutal. I was dripping off of every part of my body putting this thing together in the blazing sun. We finally get it all put together, get the quad up, try to get up the hill a different way. Here, there's just trees down everywhere. So we backed out, went up a different path, still trees down everywhere. We're clearing the lanes out, so there we are. We're already sweating. We're already dirty, nasty. We're moving logs off the roadway, getting up to the top of the hill. Now we get to the top of the field, and the farmer planted the soybean all the way up to the woods. So there's literally just brush and crap everywhere, like as high as your head, and we're driving through it with the quad. Get all the way into a stand, get everything put up. And I mean, I kid you not, we got him in a good spot, but he owes me one. Because it was brutal, man.
You know what? You just gotta shoot a buck in like the nastiest spot this year and be like, bro,
Yep.
you gotta help me get it out.
Yeah. He owes me one big time.
That's all right. I'm
But
sure
Monday-
he'll pay you back.
See, we didn't really scout or anything today. We already knew it was a good area. We just put up a stand. But Monday, you and I went out. We did a little bit of a card pull. You want to talk about it?
We did do card pull, and my trail cam saga continues. So my camera took pictures for about the first 8 days, and it soaked for about a month. And there was quite a few deer on. I was shockingly surprised how many deer were on for 8 days. A couple decent bucks. Couldn't really tell if they were shooters or not, and then absolutely nothing.
You picked a really bad time to try out a cheap camera.
I did. I wanted to try out a cheap camera, and, you know, it's like the saying goes, you get what you pay for, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the $28 Walmart camera didn't pay off. You probably lost, you probably lost like 100 pictures, I would say. I mean, you had, in 8 days, I'll bet you had 60 pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we missed a ton of pictures.
I mean, those deer didn't just stop coming. Plus, when we walked in through that area, before we took the camera down, it didn't take our
walked
picture.
Right in front of it, didn't do anything. Yeah, so I'm bummed about that. But you know what? I heard a couple people using it, and it worked fine, and it's in a spot where it has potential to get stolen. So I didn't want to put up one of my better cameras, so I put up that cheap camera, and it didn't get stolen, but it didn't take the pictures I wanted either. So,
Yeah. Well, we reset it. We'll see what happens.
We'll find out.
It might be fine now. Who knows? Maybe the heat was affecting it. I don't know. Maybe a rainstorm affected it. We put it back up, tested it. It was working fine.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. I don't know. There was plenty of deer moving through there, so that's
good sign.
Yeah, that's fine.
Real good
fine
sign.
with me.
I mean, that buck, even though it was like all pixelated, looked like
It was
pretty
like a
nice
good
buck.
Yeah.
So you're in a good area, man.
Yep. Well, episode 9, man. Who do we have on tonight?
We have my ex-boss, Miss Angela Shields, here with us in the Rack Shack. She comes all the way from Cochranton. Quite a drive.
Yes, it is quite a drive. Made
Well,
it fast, though.
That's fine. You drive really fast, so that's probably why it didn't take you so long.
No, I didn't, Mom. And husband.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
But your Jeep probably yelled at you the whole way, didn't it?
Oh, it did, yes, because it's set to go off at 4 miles over the speeding limit. So.
Yeah, that thing's a little bit annoying, but
Yeah.
it is nice, though, if you start just drifting off and not paying attention. It's like, you are going 10 miles over the speed limit.
Yeah, Lucy. The
Lucy.
speed limit is 65 miles per hour.
That's excellent.
Well, Ange, welcome to the Rack Shack. Angela and I, like I said, she was my former boss at my last job up in Franklin, PA, at an accounting firm.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go ahead and get into what you're doing now and what's going on in the life of Ange.
Oh, it's totally different since the last time we saw each other.
That's right.
I think I left. Yeah, you were still there. Yeah. So I joined up with a partner and have my own CPA firm in Seneca, PA now, which is just 10 miles or so from Franklin. Completely different world, completely different work, but it's fun, it's enjoyable, it gives me more time to hunt.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's
No.
why you picked it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No. Stress, life.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a good change for you.
No,
And,
it is good. It's perfect. It's helped everything. So
Yeah.
it's going
Good.
well. It's going very well. It's going better than I expected, I would say.
Good.
Like, kind of like something's going to happen because it's going so well. Like, too good to be true, but I hope not. It's just the way it's going to go.
Yeah, no, it's not always too good to be true. I mean, good people deserve good things, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's going good for you. Things are great. You're going to be able to hunt more now.
I'm sorry. I'm putting
That's
my
all right.
pop.
Open the pop.
You're okay.
You can do whatever you want on this. It's not a problem.
One
So,
of those sody pops.
so if
Yeah.
you're up in Seneca or anywhere up north from where we record at, hit up Ange if you
Yeah.
need an account.
Yeah. Can I say the name?
Absolutely.
Are you allowed?
Go for it.
Give him a shout out.
Richard Shields and Company, PC.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great.
Give him a hit up, and she'll
If
hook
you
you
tell
up.
her that you heard about this on the
Oh.
Whitetail Distraction podcast, she will give you $1 off your taxes.
If you tell me you heard that, well, wait, I better not. I better be careful.
Yeah.
I'll give you $20 off. How about
Ooh.
that? I was gonna say 100, but that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be someone's whole bill.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's the best offer we've gotten so far from a person to come on. So
Oh,
I guess
that's a good point.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, maybe we'll talk about a sponsorship after the episode.
Let's do it.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Oh man! All right, let's get into hunting then, I guess, huh? So,
Sure.
Ange,
Chuck E.
Cheese.
We were talking a little before this. You got into hunting, started rifle hunting in what, 2007?
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and get into kind of the background of what got you into hunting and maybe growing up. You grew up in Franklin, right?
I did, yes.
So-
And I hunted when I was little, I guess, with my dad, but we had one bad experience with my sister, and she wanted to see if the gun was still unsafe, so I'm not going to go. So that was her last time hunting, as well as mine with him, because actually I just went out with him last season, so
Nice.
he trusted me again to go, so.
Safety
yeah.
first, kids.
Yeah, so I didn't hunt very much. I am always around people that hunted.
My bad.
That sounded like the bell to the school. But then when I got with my husband, he, I like to say it's because he just wanted to spend every waking hour with me. He got me into rifle hunting and was like, come on, you're going to like it, let's go. And so then once I got into it, he kind of not stuck me, but my father-in-law started to hunt with me mainly. I think because the first time I went out with my husband, I made way too much noise, and he was just kind of like, this is going to be very frustrating, so you're going to sit with Dad the first day. I'm like, that's all right, I like sitting with Dad. Yeah, that's fine. So actually, the very first time we went hunting, saw absolutely nothing. The second time we went rifle hunting, him and I were in a two-man stand, snowing, freezing, sleeping. You know when you wake up and you think you see something in the woods and it's nothing? Well, I woke up and I thought I saw nothing, and there was this huge, that 8-point I showed you, this huge 8-point just sitting down in the valley. And I didn't even have my gun up. I mean, I was just freezing, shaking, sitting there looking. He goes, it's a buck. You gonna shoot? I'm like, nah, go ahead. I was like, I don't even, how? So he shot it. It did a backflip. It was awesome. It was the first time. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome. I can get into this.
So that kind of got you hooked.
Yeah. I didn't get anything for the first probably 3 years hunting. Nothing. Trying to think. Yeah, probably 3 or 4. A lot of it has to do with what you know, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were out there learning, though. And
Yeah.
you were learning from someone good, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My father-in-law and my husband both great mentors. And it was my father-in-law who actually said, when you get the deer in your sight, what are you aiming for? I'm like, I don't know. I see brown. I pull the trigger. So that was the very first lesson. So here's, for an amateur hunter, you have to be very specific and tell them every little specific detail. Like where to shoot the deer on the body, what you're trying to do. And then once he explained to me, follow it from the front leg into the corner, and boom, right there. It was on.
Yeah, I
Never
think
looked back.
studying the anatomy of a deer is actually really important.
Oh my gosh.
It's overlooked, though, because, like you said, I've been doing it for however many years. If I try to help a new hunter get into hunting, that's something that I try not to overlook because you take it for granted.
Absolutely.
But that makes a lot of sense.
The best thing to do is to get one of those targets, those 3D targets. Honestly,
Yeah.
that has helped immensely because it's like, oh, that is not where I thought that lung would be.
Yeah,
So-
big time. Shot placement's
Yeah.
crucial.
Yeah. Some of those targets aren't the best they aren't the
probably
best,
not.
but it definitely helps you because it will show you, heart's here and lungs are here. It's
Right.
close,
Puts you in the right direction.
Exactly. And
right.
that's what it was. It put me in the right direction to
Right.
understand, I don't want a gut shot,
Yeah.
Right.
And I hate wounding. I didn't get anything, but I definitely wounded. That was the worst feeling in the world, when you're tracking through the woods and you get like 3 miles in and then it's just no trail at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first shot. Didn't find her. That sucks.
If you hunt enough, you're going to do it. Even in rifle, people think you can just shoot a deer wherever you want in a
Yeah.
rifle and it's going to go down, and in some cases, that might be possible, but
It is.
usually,
It's possible. You can shoot them in no man's land and never find them. There's always a possibility of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens to the best of hunters.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
Not at all.
Honestly. But yeah, that's good learning though. I mean, it was good learning, even if you didn't, know right away.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, someone took you under their wing,
Yes.
showed you in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
Again, little things. Don't forget if you're teaching your wife or your kid how to hunt. It's the little things.
The little thing. yeah.
Every little detail. I agree, 100%.
So you've been rifle hunting for a few years.
Yeah.
Is it this year or was it last year that you're starting to get into bow hunting?
I started with a crossbow.
Okay.
Probably this would be my 3rd year with a crossbow. So first year, same thing, learning. learning to be quiet. It's definitely not rifle. Hunted in a blind for most of the season. The first time we went out, my husband put a climber up above me, so he sat in the climber above me and I sat in the ladder stand. You know, not a very good first season. You know, when he dropped my crossbow out of the tree, I was hungry. I took some Pop-Tarts, all the, you know, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm eating a Pop-Tart. He's like, put it away. So I think I've come a long way. I promised them I wouldn't embarrass them, so I'm sorry. But it was in that same trip. It was like the second to the last day. It was a Friday. I took off work.
I remember.
I was all excited. Get there, wake up on time. First, I drop my coffee out of the stand, get yelled at for my Pop-Tart, and then I drop my crossbow out of the stand. So...
It's always good for it.
And the whole time we're walking up through the woods, I'm just apologizing. I'm so sorry. I'll just go to work. And he, stop it. Everybody does it. It's learning. So he's real patient with me.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, you definitely need that. But getting into archery season, you notice the big difference, like you said, between rifle and archery. It's two different worlds.
Oh, it's totally two different worlds.
Totally different hunting, in my opinion.
Different feeling. Everything's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're doing it right. See, you're the type of person, which is why crossbows were legalized in Pennsylvania to begin with. They wanted it as a transition weapon.
Yes.
Someone that would go from rifle to get into archery, they would start with a crossbow because it's easier, it's same kind of feel, you're pulling the trigger, you got sights, you know, all that good thing. And now, you sent me a picture this year of your compound bow.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Do you know what it is? What kind of bow it is?
It's a diamond.
Diamond.
Yeah.
It's a diamond.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
It was a nice little bow.
Oh yeah. It's a perfect starter bow. So, and that's exactly why we got the crossbow, was to see if I would like it.
Right.
And enough to go out and want to do it. And it was. When you see a deer 10 yards from you versus 50, and that feeling that your heart, well, I don't have to explain that to you guys, but for those of you who are amateur hunters like myself and haven't gone archery hunting yet, when you just can hear it and she doesn't even know that you're up there, that's
Craziest
insane.
thing, ain't it?
Yeah, it is crazy.
And
It
then you
is.
get a cold morning or cold evening and you can see the breath coming out of their nose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so close. You can see like the little particles on their,
Right,
you know, on their nose and
That
stuff.
is awesome.
It is. And I try to explain that to people too, because a lot of my friends rifle hunt. I've been trying to get more and more people into archery hunting because they think that all hunting is rifle hunting. You know, and I'm like, you don't understand what you're missing. And
You're missing out. The whole, I mean, you can extend your season by months and months rather than a 2-week period, really.
Right, or some people that just go out first day, you know, and they rifle hunt all day long, or the first Saturday,
Right.
you know.
Yep.
They don't understand, like, that close up, and like you're explaining the feeling.
Yeah.
That feeling is just...
You can hear your heartbeat.
Oh. Yeah, you think it's making noise. It's
Right,
that loud.
right. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't even. I'm trying to remember why I started archery hunting, and to be all completely honest, I wanted to spend more time with my husband. So, ladies, if you have a problem with your husband during archery season, start hunting with him. I don't know what my husband would say. He'd probably, we have fun together. We have fun together. But that's why I got into it, and I didn't really think I'd like it that much, but it grew on me instantly. And when I was racing home to get to my blind without him, I think he got a little jealous, but at the same time, he's proud, you know. Do you know what my wife's doing right now? She's freaking hunting. I'm like, sorry, dear, gotta go.
He's probably excited about that. That's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, and then, then we had things to talk about in the office. We had stories to share.
Yeah.
We had all kinds of stuff to talk about, because, well, Wendy in our office hunted with a bow.
Yeah,
You know?
Wendy's a very good bow hunter. I mean, I go to her for advice.
Yeah, I'm going to contact her again. We're going to bring her on,
Yeah,
too.
bring her up. She'd be a good one. She's got all kinds of good stories. Her last story from, 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
Put a doe down, and then this monster came walking up and yelling at her husband through text messages. I won't tell you. Sorry, Wendy. I'll steal your thunder. Sorry.
She did, though. We always shared stories. That was the best part, because we were supposed to be working.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'd write off some time, and we'd literally tell, like, hours. We would tell, like, an hours-long story, and I'm like, I mean, she was above me. She was a supervisor, and I'm just sitting there as like a little staff accountant thinking, this is pretty cool. We're
Yeah.
getting paid to talk about hunting
Wait,
right now.
Yeah.
That's the best, man.
That's funny.
It is. You know,
Yeah.
we had a good group, though. We had a good circle in
Yeah.
the office.
We did. Yeah.
But the good part is we're reuniting now, and we're going to tell more stories.
Yeah.
You know
And
it.
we're going to get into a story with you because you shot a hammer of a buck last year.
My very first legal buck.
Mm-hmm. You want to
Yeah.
get into
I'll
it
go
now?
into it.
You want
Let's
to get
go.
into it
Yeah,
now, or
let's-
you want to save it for favorite hunting?
it's-
Is it your favorite hunting story?
Well, I have probably about 50 of them, but yeah, it's probably the most comical. Well, let's get into it. We'll get it out of the way.
Let's
I
go.
dig
All right.
it. I dig it.
Yep.
All right. So it's a rifle, hunted with crossbow, all archery. I got a doe, first doe with my crossbow. So I was
Nice.
still on the high from that and just going out the first day. My sister-in-law was coming with me. It wasn't exactly the best day. It was a 2-year anniversary since my father-in-law had passed away. So we all knew that. So the moment was a little somber, you know. We were all just kind of like, let's just go out in the woods and see what we get. So my sister-in-law, she's going to be mad at me, shows up a little late. So I didn't get into my stand until probably half hour, 45 minutes. The sun's up, you know. Well, crap, it happens. So we get out into the stand, and I think we were probably there for maybe an hour, if that. And, you know, she's on her phone. We're messing around. We're both on our phones. And I'm like, all right. I call it Deer Highway because they just, right in between my stand and our house, they just go. So I'm like, all right, you got to put your phone down. You know, they're going to start coming. Come on. You know, and in our area, you can only shoot a buck first day.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that was new. So it was almost kind of like, I don't even want to go. I wasn't even going to go just because I was like, not going to see anything. I never see a buck during rifle. So we see a couple doe. You know, she's back messing on her phone. She's not really paying attention. I'm sorry, Sarah, but you weren't paying attention.
Get her.
So, and my tree stand's big enough. You know, it's one person on one end, probably 5 feet, 6 feet long. So we had plenty of room where, you know, we couldn't touch each other, but I could signal her that something's coming. So I whisper, you know, there's something out there, something coming, you know, keep your eyes up. So maybe 5 minutes go by and I see it coming and I'm like, here it comes, you know. So I'm already pulled up, like my husband was in my first story, right? I'm already pulled up and I see it, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, is that a stick? Is that a twig? What is that? And then I saw it. He just looked right at me, and I was between two trees. It was a V, and she goes, that's a buck. That's a big buck. And I'm like, I know. She's like, well, how do you want to do this? You want to shoot or you want me to shoot? Boom. I shot.
Let's go.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you're not having a good day, but it was already lined up, it was perfect, so it came running right at me, and this time I'm already jumping up and down so bad the stand's shaking. We're about to fall out of the stand. I mean, this sucker needs some work now. I'm jumping up and down, screaming, and it's running right towards me. It gets hung up on a tree, and I'm like, I don't think I got it. And she's like, there's blood all over the place. It's dead. You got it. So I shoot again, of course, miss. But this time shaking. So I'm like hooting and hollering, texting my husband, you know, big buck down, beep, 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 whatever it is. You got to get up here. You got to get up here now, because he's all the way down on the other side of the hill. And all right, whatever. I'll be there in a little bit. The longest half an hour of my life, because you know he's got this rule: you shoot, you stay in your stand.
Right.
You wait. I'm looking right at it though. I know it's dead. I'm like, screw it, let's go. Actually, I think it was Sarah. She said, come on, let's go down there. It's dead. I'm like, all right. So we get down there. My husband just still lollygags, just takes his time. I can see him now walking up through the woods, and I'm like, what? Come on, get up here. So now I start jumping up and down, like waving my arms, like, come on. There's a picture. Did you see it on Facebook? He's sitting by my buck, looking at it with his face like, what in the hell? Like, did she really just kill this?
So he got big buck down, and he's thinking, oh, she shot a little 6
Exactly.
point, you know, her first buck.
Yep.
It's, you know, it's nothing,
Right.
not a big deal.
So
Here you are, little kid on Christmas morning, waiting for your
His-
dad to get out in the steps. Like, come on!
I'm not kidding. He walked up to that buck and he hit his knees and he was just like, oh. I have my arms out just so you guys can't see me. He was like, oh my God, honey. And I'm like, I know. So the background to this buck, though, there's the best part. We had seen this buck on cameras all season. And my neighbor actually, well, he's not really our neighbor, but we're lucky enough to have neighbors that own quite a bit of acreage right beside us, and they allow us to hunt on it. Well, she has a grandson, and he specifically stopped us and showed me a picture, both of us, and said, "This is my buck. Do not shoot it." I'm like, "Oh, I'm shooting it. It's on." I'm
It's
like,
no
I'm
one's
shooting
buck
it.
till it's on the
Yeah,
ground.
Exactly.
So we kind of made a little bet. Whoever shot it had to pay the other person $100. So
Damn.
I still owe Mikey $100 though. I never paid him.
I wouldn't either.
So
No.
that was the best part when we pulled out the pictures and I realized what buck it was. I was like, oh my gosh. And it still gets me excited right now just thinking about it. Getting that mount back. I'm like, oh. So first buck ever.
That's awesome.
11 point.
Yeah.
No idea what it scores.
That's not important.
That's
not
what
important.
I don't even care.
It is a monster of a buck, though. It's nice.
It is a tanker,
Nice.
man.
It's got beautiful chocolate
Yep.
coming up through the horns. It's great. It was perfect.
Beautiful.
I'd have
Beautiful
shot him
deer.
all day, every day.
Right?
I'm actually mad you shot it. I would have shot it first.
Well, that's why I'm hoping he got his seed spilled around the
There you
the
go.
land. He looks kind of old. I don't know. I'm like, I'm hoping.
Oh, the genes are out there
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Our neighbor has a deer farm right beside us, and people are joking like, "You go over there and cut that chain link fence." I'm like, "Nope, that's a good idea."
Next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a trail of apples right to my stand.
Oh, man. That's
So
funny.
yeah, so that's my first buck story. It was
That's
great.
awesome.
It's a good story, actually.
So that kind of leads into, like, you kind of have your expectations of rifle season.
Yeah.
And you've been bow hunting with a crossbow,
Yes.
kind of getting into it a little bit.
Just
now
crossbow.
you're with a compound now
Yep.
this year. What are kind of your expectations?
Oh, I don't want to wound. I hate that, but I expect that coming off. I expect to be very nervous. Honestly, my expectations are I just want to see something. I need to get the experience of pulling my bow back and shooting in my stand and getting ready. So that's pretty much, I mean, I don't expect to get a monster buck again for a long time. That's
Hey,
what
that's
people
okay.
say, you know.
Hey, you never
So,
know.
I know, I'm hoping. I'm kinda
Yeah. Hey,
setting up
hey, part of
purposely.
it's good property. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you got pretty good property. You guys.
Oh,
are.
yeah.
You never know. It's everything's possible, but I will tell you, the compound bow, you got to really practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're not shooting yet, get your butt out there.
Oh yeah, I've been shooting pretty much every night since we got it about 2
Good.
3 weeks ago. My arm hurts. I'm up to, you know, I think he started me out at 20 pounds, maybe 30. I don't know. I'm up to 40. That was the goal to get.
Yeah.
So I think I need to go up to at least 50, 55. I don't know.
I think 45's the
Is that the minimum or is it 40?
I think it's 35. the minimum.
35.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So-
And I got the, you know, I'm in a nice pattern. Now I just got to get the technique down, you know, the feet. So we're putting up the ladder stand sometime this week so we can get up in the
Wear your
ladder stand.
safety harness.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Every time.
There you go.
There you go.
You don't understand my husband. He is like the safest person in the world, yet that man, you have to like, when he would go without me, now that I go with him, I think he realizes the importance, but when he would go without me, it's like, where is your damn harness? Get that effort on.
Yep. Yeah. Get it on. Wear your safety harness, man.
Why?
A lot of
So-
people take that for granted, even though, you know, maybe they're just shooting their bow in the yard or something. They wouldn't think about
Right,
putting it
yeah.
on. But
Oh,
hey,
no.
you can fall just as easily from in the yard shooting
Yeah.
your bow as you can when a deer's coming in.
Yeah.
Complacency, man.
Yeah, now, and he may have had it on under his jacket, but still, it was like, I don't see it.
That will be good, though. That's a good tip for new hunters. I have an elevated stand in my yard that me and some of my buddies have been shooting from as well. And the nice thing is you get that experience from shooting from an
Yeah.
elevated platform. It's a little different. It's what's also nice about that is there's usually a little bit of nerves because
Yeah.
you're shooting in the air.
And you're so high up. Yep.
So
yep.
that's almost like practicing from, you know, when a real life experience
Yep.
comes in.
Yeah.
Because that's, like you said, you're going to get real shook up
Gonna
whenever
get-
that deer comes in. And I think what you'd also, you know, might want to do for a new hunter, you might want to talk to your husband a lot about when to draw your bow, that kind of thing.
That's
because
a very good idea.
that's a whole different world from whenever you're hunting with a crossbow or a rifle. You know, you don't need to make that movement, where a deer might catch you
Right.
as easily.
Yeah.
So definitely talk to him about, and I'm sure he's has the experience. He's going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
able to share you tons of, different situations
I-
or scenarios.
Just asked him the other day, how do you stand up and get in position without,
Right.
because with a crossbow, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And you have something to steady you, which makes it worse because you hear
Uh-huh.
this, you hear the bow bouncing off the stand, and it's like, stop shaking.
Do you get the
So-
crazy legs?
Oh, yeah. Crazy legs, crazy arms, crazy fingers.
I shook so bad one time. I was telling myself, "You need to stop shaking. The deer can see you." We've all been through it, though. I mean, as an early hunter, we've all been through it. So I mean, I don't know. Have you have anything in plan to kind of overcome the shakes whenever the moment comes up that you might be able to draw on a deer?
I'm going to concentrate on breathing. I mean, I'm probably not going to remember, but I really think I'm going to concentrate on breathing and just making sure I pull back and I'm in a good stance. I mean, that's what we're working on right now. My husband's constantly saying your foot's out, or you're moving your arms to get your bow back. I don't know what you want, wobbly arms. You get
Yeah.
tired, so you pull
Yep.
it this way to
Oh,
pull it
yeah,
back.
yeah,
And,
gotcha.
he's like, you can't do that. So just yesterday, I can't even remember what he said to me. It was probably something very important. And he's like, you can't do that. I'm like, see, these are the little things that you need to tell me that I don't know. He's like, well, that's why I'm sitting here critiquing you. I'm like, oh, good point.
Yep.
That's a good point. And
Yeah, in archery, the form is key.
yeah, that's what he keeps telling me. Make sure you're using your peephole, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you're using that. What pin are you using? Find that spot on your face. So I'm proud to announce I have found that spot on my cheek.
Your anchor point.
Yes.
Your
Yep.
anchor point.
I
anchor
have
point is
found
crucial.
my anchor point.
Every time, same spot.
So, yep.
I bury my hand in my ear.
Yeah, so did, yeah.
Bury it in there.
I lock my thumb under my chin.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I play with my earlobe. Can't do my earlobe now, but
There you go. There you go.
Well, I think breathing is crucial.
you got any other advice?
Yeah, I would suggest also kind of pep talking yourself as the deer's coming in. What I like to do, I still do it. I talk to myself, and I tell myself the same thing I tell myself when I'm shooting in the yard. Okay, breathe, aim, find your point.
Yeah.
Deer's coming in. I'll even remind myself.
That's a
of,
mantra.
Yeah. I'll remind myself of the yardage. Okay, it's coming in on this trail. It's going to be at 20 yards. Use your top pin. Stay in on the shot. I'll probably say stay in on the shot 20 times to myself. I'll just keep going. Stay in on the
Yeah.
shot. Hold the shot. Keep the pin there. And just a slow, calm voice talking
Calm
to yourself.
Yeah.
It really does calm you down. for
My
the
luck,
point.
I'll be like, Angela, and I'll say it out loud, like, Angie, calm down. And she'll be like, I can hear you. Or my husband will send me a text message, I can hear you, put the white phone down.
No, that's crucial.
Speaking of yardage, though, another amateur thing when you're first starting out archery, not so much even rifle, but yardage. Being able to figure out how far away you are from an object, and then getting in your stand and getting those points. So all you amateurs out there, or those teaching you amateurs, that don't forget to tell them that, because it's like you get up in your stand and you're like, crap, I didn't mark my yardage, or
Oh, yeah.
it's just learning what 10 yards is
Do you have a rangefinder?
yes.
Good.
Dropped it out of the
I
stand.
play a
couple
little
times.
game with myself in the woods.
I do too.
Sit there and pick a tree or something and really try and guess what it is.
Yeah.
That 26 yards and then range it.
Yeah, I do that too.
Just keep doing it. Yeah,
and
it's
I
the best.
give myself a sip of coffee if I'm right.
There you go. Yeah, I
Or
like
a
that.
sip of
Little
Diet
reward
Coke.
system.
That's funny.
Oh, one thing I was thinking real quick. I
Yeah.
don't mean to cut everybody off. When you're practicing now, for the moment of truth, do some jumping jacks or something. Get your heart rate up.
Oh, that is an excellent idea.
Because your heart's going to be racing.
Yeah.
Get your heart rate up and try and shoot like that. You're going to be
That's a
bobbing and everything
excellent
else.
idea.
Yeah, try that out for style.
My biggest thing right now is keeping my elbow bent and not
Yes.
straight out.
So you're not whacking yourself with the string.
Yeah, so that trick you do with your palm of your hand to get the bow, so because you can't hang on to anything or whatever that is there. Help me out.
You're talking about holding it loose.
Yes.
Like not a tight grip.
Yes.
Because
No
when you
death grip.
when you
Yes.
death grip it, what happens, and a new hunter that I was actually helping shoot bow for the first time, he was death gripping it. And
Yeah.
every time his arrow would shoot right. and I'm watching him shoot, and I can see the white of his fingertips.
Oh, yeah.
So I know he's death gripping it.
Right.
And when he was shooting, he would actually flex his arm in, and it would torque the bow.
Ah.
So he was
Yeah,
torquing.
yeah.
That's why every shot was going to the right.
Yep.
So that's definitely a good point of getting proper form. What they say to do is make like an L with your hand and then turn it 45 degrees, basically. And what that does is that actually, when you flex your back muscles, it'll open up your arm. So you're not smacking your hand. So you're not in like this. See, if you're doing this, you're not using your back muscles.
Yeah.
When you flex your back muscles, it almost opens up your arm, and it gets that little L in your arm that way. Plus, you're using the strongest part of your hand.
Right.
I mean, right here lines up with your arm, your forearm, right there in your palm. That's the strongest point of.
It helps you pull back, too.
Yeah, it helps you pull back.
Right.
So you're not holding it with your hand. You're
Right.
actually using your back to shoot, which is why, like you were saying, when you're shooting and your back's getting sore, when you shoot, you use muscles that you never use other than shooting a bow.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
I tell you, I pulled a neck muscle the first time I shot my bow. I'm not kidding. I woke up the next morning and I was like, what the hell is going on with my neck? And then I realized what it was. I'm like, oh my God, I pulled a muscle shooting my bow. I'm like, God, you are so out of shape.
That's awesome.
It's okay,
So I
man.
put those little hand weights in my living room. I told my husband I'm going to do some exercises to try and like use those muscles a little bit more to, because I need to get up in poundage, so I got to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, just the more you can shoot out there. And don't get frustrated. That's another good tip for advice for new hunters. Don't get frustrated with
Yeah.
your shooting. Remember, you're just building up your muscles. That's what we call it. All summer long, we shoot to build up our muscles. Towards the last 2 weeks of season, if you're not still getting those groups, I still don't get frustrated. Every single shot is different.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
Yeah,
make
it
one
is.
bad shot, remember, every single shot is different. One bad shot can compound into several bad shots if you let it get to you mentally.
Yeah.
So think, every single shot you want to go through the same kind of rotation that you do, the same, whatever you want to call it, whatever your little thing is that you do,
Right.
You want to try to do the same thing every time. And say maybe you shoot and you know that you fell off to the left or you dropped your arm. Fix it the next time, okay?
Yeah.
Stay in on the shot. I told the one buddy of mine that's pretty new in archery also, I said, try to watch your arrow through your sight when you shoot.
That's an excellent idea.
Because that helps you keep the bow in place. And when he started doing that, he started shooting a lot better because he wasn't just, what I call it peeping.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
try and peek and see where it's going.
Yeah, you're peeking. You're shooting and you're looking. You're
Yeah.
trying to look. But if you try to follow that arrow through your sight circle, you'll be surprised how easy it is to really hold in on a
interesting.
You don't
shot.
have
Yeah.
to peek.
Yep. Peeking will definitely hurt you.
Yeah.
I do it all the time when I shoot a deer, though.
It was very frustrating when we were trying to get it sighted in. That was.
Yeah.
But just as my husband says, take your time. Everybody goes through this the first time. We just have to figure it out. And
Yep.
then once we got it dialed in and my neck muscle healed.
And some people can shoot dots and some people can't. I
Yeah.
have trouble shooting dots a lot of the time until I'm really built up those muscles where I can hold a real steady pin.
Yeah.
I can shoot the deer target and hit my arrow twice, but then I try to aim at a dot and I'm like,
Yep.
damn it.
I've been trying to hit the
You
damn
know.
price tag on the bag for like 2 weeks now. I'm going to get that son of a bitch. It's
I dig it.
mine.
I dig it.
That is a fun way. In aim small, miss small. That's a huge key.
Father-in-law used to say that all the
Aim
time.
small, miss small. So like you're saying, aim
Yep,
at that
up in
price
the
tag.
stand.
If you're aiming at a price tag and you miss it, you might miss it by an inch or two. If you aim at the whole bag and you miss it, you might miss by a foot.
Right.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know? So that's
Same thing with
picking
a
your
Good,
deer,
shot.
good
man.
advice. Good advice. I'm liking it so far. I'm
If you have a
liking it.
deer come in and he's standing there or she's standing there, whichever one you want to, I don't know.
Gonna be sexy.
Whatever
If
she
they got a little-
identifies as.
And whatever she identifies as, exactly. I saw another buck today. Velvet buck. No nuts.
Really?
Another one. That's like the 5th one in 2 years I've seen.
I just saw
it
one
on
on-
Facebook.
Just saw one. Yeah, that's the same one I just saw.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
11-point
Yeah.
doe.
Doe.
All
11-point
velvet.
doe. All velvet.
Yep, it was a doe.
Yep. Early season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I'm looking at you because I don't believe you.
I'm telling you. It's like the
find
5th
it.
one I've seen in like 2 years so far.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Last year, one of the guys, was it last year he got it on the podcast, the working class bow hunter? Was it Doug?
One of their friends. Yeah.
Well, somebody in their group, they killed a big antlered
Big
doe.
old hammer doe.
Yeah, it was
What
crazy.
causes
Oh, yeah.
that? What?
testosterone
I was just going to
levels.
say testosterone, something.
Something.
Yeah, something in the.
It's 2018. You can be
Yeah.
whatever you want to be. So that deer decided it wanted to have antlers and be a buck.
Yep.
I mean, I guess it was probably pretty confusing for the other deer, so hopefully the offspring didn't go far.
Could you imagine a buck approaching a doe and
Yeah,
looking at its
that's what I
antlers
mean,
and
like-
posturing up, and the doe's
Yeah.
like, I'm in
Hey,
heat,
boy,
what's up?
yeah.
They're like,
Look at these antlers. Just see it.
Well, that kind
Oh,
of leads me
horrible.
into a fun question. I like fun questions.
Oh, so
Me
do
too.
I.
And I haven't asked anybody this yet.
I like it.
Drum
So,
roll.
do you take a backpack into the woods or a
Oh.
fanny pack or anything?
I do.
You
Yes,
do?
I do.
What's inside?
Ooh, okay. So, what is inside? A knife. Rule number 1, always go prepared. It's my husband's rule. A knife, rangefinder, flashlight, always a flashlight. Never know what time you're going to get done or get in there. That's the scariest thing. I am a girl. I will admit it. I am scared of the dark.
That's okay.
My husband still walks me to my stand in the morning. I'm not even scared of it, to say it out loud. Let's see, gloves. Always gotta have gloves. I'm not very good at gutting a deer yet, but I'm getting there.
It's okay.
Extra pair of gloves, like for warmth, doe call, buck bomb. Trying it out. You know,
Yeah.
trying new things. Scent killer stuff for the shoes. You know, they have that. Actually, it's not a scent killer. It's actually like doe smell. It's in like almost like a deodorant roller.
Oh, yeah. Evercall.
Evercall?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
Oh,
Put that
yeah.
on our shoes. I have cats, we have animals. So we always try to put that on our shoes as soon as we get out of wherever we're going. If we're going to the garage,
I hear that
walking.
stuff really works well, too.
Wipe it on the
Yep.
trees. Wipe
Yeah.
it as I get going. Yep. Wipe it up around my head because I'm sure I have smelly girl stuff. So, you know, trying to wipe it everywhere. That's about it. Pop-Tarts, but I'm not allowed to
I was
take
going to
those
say, you
anymore.
got any tree stand snacks in there?
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to take them anymore. Apparently the damn wrapper's too loud.
You take it out of the wrapper in the morning and put it in a
Yeah.
Ziploc bag.
Ooh, good idea.
Not as-
I just put it in my pocket, Bear.
Crunch it all up. It's like trail mix.
Yeah.
Just wrap it up in a napkin. No noise.
Oh, it's funny because when we first started hunting, you know, you don't have any apparel. I didn't have anything to wear. So the first year, my husband made me wear, you know, the bright orange marshmallow suit. All orange, complete orange. You know, he's like,
I
all
have
right.
one right in there.
Yep, right. But I mean, I was warm, don't get me wrong, but it took us a while to find some boots. But, you know, we get going, he's like, all right, all you need to do is go find yourself some gloves. Go find some gloves. You can handle that, right? I'm like, yeah, I got this. And I go and I find a pair of gloves. I like them, you know, they're white. We get out into the woods, you know, and he's like, why the hell do you have white gloves on? I'm like, what? You told me to go find some gloves. So I'm in all orange wearing white gloves. He's like, what color is a deer's ass? I'm like, oh shit. That's a very good point. Again, the little things are important, boys. Don't forget.
As soon as you said white gloves, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Now I get it. Because if I'd have saw white, I'd have been like, oh, I'm shooting that. So I get it now.
And
I
I
was
don't
kind of hoping
mind.
you'd say they were sequenced.
That's my first thought. I was thinking
No,
they're going to
no.
be purple.
Yeah, no. They were just plain Jane white.
Well, you went back, you touched it, you were in all orange. I actually don't mind being in all orange because when rifle season comes up, I want everybody
You
knowing
know?
where I'm at.
Agreed.
Head to toe orange,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care
Yep.
about the deer seeing me.
I'm
Yeah.
saying we used to push quite a bit. You know, our family, his family all lives on the hill where we do, and I'd like to say it's for my safety, but I'm assuming he doesn't want me to go anymore. And again, I say it's for my safety because you get out there, you got 10 people doing a push. You got some guy standing in the corner of the road. Not that I like pushing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't find it the safest thing. I think it's for others' safety, not mine. But
Yep.
that way, he's like, don't shoot
Yeah.
anybody.
It's tough.
Suck.
That's
Pushes are tricky. One, I don't like doing pushes with like random people or anything. I like to
Yeah,
be with
you
people I
gotta
know.
know.
And we already have it set up. We actually game plan before going
Yeah.
into it. You know, we'll line people up one way and then push across them, so
Right.
they're not shooting at the people
Yeah.
pushing.
Yep.
They're shooting, you know, into hopefully
very
a safe
important to-
area. But man, rifle season kind of scares me anymore. To be honest, I like archery. a
Well,
lot
you know,
better.
and that's funny because we're really not into rifle season much anymore. I mean, I think he really got into it for me, you know, but now that we're in archery, I hope to be tagged out by rifles so I don't have to get up.
Yeah. It'll fall by the wayside slowly but
Yeah.
surely. It'll happen.
I'm like, man,
Archery
it
just
looks
consumes
cold.
you.
Yeah. It's a
It
good
suits me.
consumption, though.
It is. No, it is. It really is.
Here's my one question for you. I haven't asked this either. Are you distracted at work?
Oh, absolutely.
The
That's what's
distraction's
funny.
real.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
You blindsided me. I'm like, oh, this looks like a serious question.
Yeah,
Nope,
no.
you brought the damn distraction question.
No, it's like, okay, if I do not leave by 3 o'clock, I'm not getting out there. 3:30, I'm like, I still got time. I can do this.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's think. So I wanted to touch on something, actually. And I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, let's see.
Don't eat
screw it.
Pringles in the tree stand. They're real crunchy.
Oh, yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about tree stand snacks,
Yeah,
but that's not what I wanted to
snacks,
get
yeah.
into.
No, we can shy away from that. I just
Was it smells? Women's smells?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm,
Yes.
scent control.
knew
Yes,
it, yeah.
you mentioned
Mhm.
about something with women, and I was thinking you got to talk into maybe more of your scent control
Yeah.
regimen because, I mean, you have a lot more hair than I do. You got to
Yeah.
take care of it. What are you doing right now to kind of help for scent control?
So, in the very beginning, when I first started to archery hunt, I really was into scent control. And I did, and I still do, I shouldn't say that, I still am, but I would wash my hair with the scent control shampoo, but it just doesn't turn out that right. And to be honest, I was talking to Wendy, and Wendy's the one that gave me a couple hints, you know, like pull your hair into a ponytail, put the hat on, spray the scent killer around it, and she's like, you know, they smell it, but... So I try to watch how I have my hair done, because you could put a bunch of mousse in there, make it crunchy, and then it really, you know, is smelly.
Yeah.
So if I know that we're going to go hunting, I probably just try to leave it dry, don't use a lot of products, and then when we do go out, I get it wrapped up into a bun, put it in my hat. And I do, I mean, I spray scent killer in my hair. So half
Yeah.
the time I go out, my ponytail's wet, but, you know, I'm like, hey, it can't hurt.
Yeah.
So... otherwise, and you know, when you come home from work that quick, you have perfume on, you know, I mean, again, I try not to wear perfume that day, but so when I get home, if I have time to jump into the shower, I will, but I usually don't, and I know where I put my perfume on my body.
Yeah.
So I'm usually like scrubbing with some scent wash body wash all the way up to my elbows, and
There
then
you go.
I'll rub a washcloth in my armpits and take off my deodorant and put on the no scent deodorant, and
Yep.
then it's just scent killer spray. Get out, do the final spray when we get out and out into the yard. You know, like I said, we had animals, so we make sure our boots are sprayed. Keep them in the airtight lock totes, clothes in there. This would be nice, though. I need a shed like this. Actually, have a shed. Keep all my hunting clothes in. Why am I not doing that?
Dude, I'm telling
you
you,
go.
it's a
Yeah.
scent-free zone.
Yeah.
As long as
And
it's dry.
you know, what's funny, too, though, is shopping as a woman for hunting clothes, very difficult around here. And it's like you want to order stuff online, but you don't know if it's going to fit right.
Yes,
Because
look
they-
at the reviews.
Yeah.
Check out the reviews. They will help, but a lot of time those reviews are men.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a lot of companies now that are coming out with women-specific clothing.
I
Scentlock does.
I'll be honest.
I got a nice scent lock outfit last year for
Scentlock-
women.
There you
yeah,
go.
Scentlock has the woman's brand out now, and I'm looking at it, but they don't tell you anywhere that it's woman's. To be honest
But
with
they
you,
got a little pink.
It's the Wild
they're
Heart.
pink. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wild Heart. That's
Wild
what it was.
Heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, ooh,
got a
they
little
have
pink
that.
tag.
They have the Wild Heart in my size. Is that woman's? So I'm looking at it because the other
Pink
one they don't
tag.
have. Yeah,
Chuck,
and I'm
they,
like,
they don't make them like that, man.
I'm like, come on, I don't care about the pink. Just make it fit me.
Yeah.
You would bend over the first time and tear the ass out of those pants.
Oh, well, that's what happens with the men's because
Yeah.
you know, women are shaped differently. Men have no ass. Women have asses. So you get up into your stand, nothing worse than your pants being too tight. I'm telling you, that will get you out of the tree stand.
A good fit is probably the most important part of staying warm.
Yes.
100%.
And
Less-
comfortable.
And comfortable. A good
If you're
fit.
comfortable, you can stay out there longer. Especially those all-day sits.
Yeah.
If you're uncomfortable, you want to leave every 10 minutes. You got to talk yourself into staying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot with my camo on because I never had to pull back. I'm gonna have to
Definitely
make
do
sure I
that.
can pull back in my coat. That's
Yep,
a good
do
point,
that.
boys.
See? We're doing
Yeah,
good.
Learning so much
Uh-huh.
tonight.
I almost bought that. The reason I wanted to buy that damn hoodie was because they had the hoodie. If you buy the hoodie, it was on sale for $50. You got a free $20 hat.
Ooh,
That was their Labor Day sale.
hats
recently.
are another thing that's hard to find for women.
Yeah. I like a beanie cap. He
I-
makes fun of me because
Yeah.
it'll be 90 degrees and I'll be out there with a beanie cap on.
The man's a psychopath. He eats Nutty Buddies like a weirdo, and he wears a beanie in 95-degree weather.
I think they're going to see the brim of my hat when I turn my head. You know, that's extra movement
Yeah,
to me.
that's a
Killing me,
good
dude.
point.
You
A
know, on a
shadow.
beanie cap, maybe they'll see the rotation of my head, but they're not seeing this little thing
Right.
flying through the air.
I like a beanie cap in the blind. I like
Yeah.
to be blacked out in the blind. So I do feel like that hat casts a shadow. If you're, if that sun's just peeking in, but you think
Right.
you're back just far enough, that brim's gonna.
Just reminded me of something else. Good tip for new hunters.
Oh, what?
I want to ask you a question. When a deer comes in, because you've archery hunted,
Yeah.
do you look it in the eyes or not?
Oh no! If I try to sit back, I'm looking at the corner of my eye. I don't want to make eye contact with it. If I do, then you're frozen for 15, 20 minutes till that sucker looks away.
We agree with you 100%.
Okay.
That is good
I
practice.
do the
All right.
squint,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you can just still see them,
You
but
look
you're
like the Godfather. You're like, what are you doing? Don't look at me.
Because I don't want to take my eyes off the deer completely
Right. Mm-hmm.
because you want to see how it's responding to and how it's acting. But I agree, you do not want to make contact with a deer eye to eye because I feel like it's a predator thing. If they're
Yeah.
looking into an eye of something that they're not
See
sure
the white
what
of
it
your
is,
eyes, and yeah.
they
Yeah.
kind of feel like you may be a predator,
Right.
and that's just like a natural thing. So I don't like to look right in the eyes of the deer.
Isn't that the best feeling though? That's what got me into archery was like, don't move. You
Uh-huh.
know, like not being able to move and then seeing like pushing it, being like, all right, if I
waiting
have
for that perfect
I
opportunity.
got an itch on my nose, am I gonna be able to do it without her seeing me?
The worst is early season. You come in and you got your bow in your hand, you got your release clipped on the string, and a mosquito lands on your face, and you're just like,
yeah, that's so. Speaking of blinds, I hunt in a blind and a tree stand. How about that? So my husband, I don't know if we were on, if that was before when I first started. Yeah, my husband sat in a climber above me. That was on. We don't do that anymore. I moved to my own tree stand. He's
Nice.
very proud of
Sweet.
me. He's very proud of me. Got my first climber. No, I don't use a climber yet. Let's not go too overboard. I got my first ladder stand last year. It's mine, all mine. But anyways, in the blind last year, really funny story. So we do try to hunt together, whether it's in the same, area or something. He's 500 yards away from me or 50 yards, whatever, 500 yards, that's a long way. So I'm in the blind in the corner of what we call the hidden cornfield, and he's down at the other corner, and he can see the top of my blind, but I can't see him, right? So a freaking chipmunk climbed up in under my blind, flipped out. We went postal. He started bouncing off of the walls trying to get out the window, and I had the screen up. So I start screaming naturally, right? Because that's what a normal person would do. I start screaming, and I have a little chair in my blind. So now I'm standing on my chair, and now the blind's lifting up. So of course I get a text message. What the hell's going on? What are you doing? I jump out of the freaking window of the blind now, trying to get away. I think he had rabies. So then I get a text message from my husband. I write him back. I'm like, I'm all right. He's like, you're so lucky. I just undid my harness and was coming to see what you were doing. I'm like, I'm fine. It was a squirrel. There's just a squirrel. Again, amateur.
Yeah.
You never had a squirrel or a chipmunk
In my
attack
tree.
you?
I've
Oh
had
yeah,
'em-
see?
I've had them feet away from my face
Right?
staring at
Yeah.
me, and it's fun. I play with them now.
Oh.
I'll do the same thing. I'll squint so he can't see my eyes, and it gets in that limb, and it starts coming out, and you can tell when they're just trying to figure you out, and I'll let it get as close as it possibly can, unless they look like they're going to spring to jump on me.
Yeah.
And then I don't do that. Mm-mm.
This sucker was springing and jumping.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
So
they
they'll
can jump.
They'll get real close, and then I'll go, boom. And I'll scare them. And they literally, I've seen them jump out of the tree and run like hell. But usually they just like come out of their skin and then they scurry up the tree or down
Oh,
the
yeah.
tree. And they'll sit 20 yards away and bark at you.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But I do enjoy that. I mean, you got to have fun when you're up there too.
Oh,
But that's
yeah.
all part of it. That's all part of the experience
Yep.
of archery hunting. That squirrel
awesome.
that runs under your blind and starts bouncing off walls, or is right next to you on the limb. The first time like a bird or something lands real close to you, I think that's always cool
that is
too.
cool too. Yeah, or
Because
see
they
a
have no clue you're there.
woodpecker.
Yeah,
Woodpecker hate woodpeckers, but
they're really loud and
Oh.
annoying.
yeah, loud.
although it does allow you to move a little bit. You ever do that? You ever time it with a dog barking or something? Okay, see, these are my little tricks. Let me tell you guys my tricks. You always got to time your movement with a noise or something else going on.
I can dig that.
Yeah,
I can.
yeah.
because that takes the attention away from you.
Right, exactly.
You know,
yeah,
if a dog's
yeah.
barking in the yard 50 yards away, then you would think an animal that would be coming in would look towards that direction.
Right.
You know, that takes the focus off you. So I
Exactly.
agree. But watch out for those deer that start to put their head down, like they
Like
see
they're gonna
you,
feed?
but they're like they put their head down like they're gonna feed, and then they snap back up and
Oh,
look
yeah,
at you.
yeah.
They're trying to catch you to move. Is what
Oh,
they're doing.
yeah.
It's sneaky.
But if you wait them out and you're still enough, you don't make any move. Once a deer figured you out, don't reach
You're
for
done,
your bow. Don't
yeah.
do anything.
Okay.
Let them look through you, and eventually, if you don't move, they will eventually become comfortable. You'll see that little tail flicker,
Right, yep.
and they'll just keep doing their business. And at that point, that's when you want to wait for them to get behind a tree or something still, because they're still going to be on
Yeah.
edge, but
Yep.
they've kind of written you off as a harm at that point.
And they
So-
might do that 5 or 6 times.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I had to stare off for an hour with a doe, and it was like, all right, come on, sweetheart, either get close to me or move on. But my husband says, never scare them away on purpose. It's like,
Yep.
I want the next one to come in. Again, amateur.
And if she blows at you,
Yeah, oh, that
She's
was
toast.
amazing.
She's going down.
she's going down.
This was amazing, though. I had never heard or seen that until archery hunting. Like, seeing them doing that, and now you know what that, now I know what that noise is.
It's like a
oh,
weird
man.
dog bark.
Yeah.
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 It's-
I would do it, but I don't. I already spit on your mic enough. Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was good. Good.
They will. I mean, they snort it, and what they're doing is they're basically trying to clear their nasal cavity so they
Mm-hmm.
can pick up a scent. So what that means, they usually have either seen you or maybe caught a small whiff of you from
Right.
downwind, and they're trying to pick you up. So
Yeah.
they're trying to clear out their nose. Plus, it's a warning sign to other deer.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
big time because, all of them are like, what'd she do?
You know what
That's-
noise they don't like? They'll do that blow at you, and then they're standing there, and all of a sudden they hear thwack. They hate it.
You had me going. I was like, what noise? Oh my God, it scared the shit out of me.
That's the best noise in the woods for me is that thwack.
I tried to time my husband's from his bow till when it hit the target. I was like, what? Okay, one.
Yeah. When you hear that like watermelon sound,
It's
like
a
you just like you
hollow
crack the
watermelon.
watermelon.
Yeah.
That is just the best sound in the world. You put it right in the boiler room.
Pretty pumped for it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'd like to hear something besides a bag
Yeah.
and a deer target.
I like it.
It'd be nice. Be
No,
good.
I think you'll have a good season this year. You're learning every year. So, what's
so
what's
much.
nice is you pick little things up as you go along. But I mean, archery season's a constant learning process.
My husband says he's still learning because I'm like,
Yep.
teach me everything you know. Why didn't you tell me that? And he's like, I'm still learning. I've been hunting for 30 some years, and okay, maybe not 30 something, but 25 years, and I'm still learning. So
Be a sponge, man.
it's
Always.
amazing.
Yeah, you got to watch because a lot of people you might talk to outside of your inner circle might try to give you some tips that aren't the best. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, take what we say with a grain of salt. We don't know everything.
Yep.
I was
You can
taking
take-
it like gold.
Well, okay, let me
Like, we're not-
rephrase. What we say is gold. Okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody should listen to what we have to say. But what we do doesn't work for everybody, is what I mean. Everybody has their own little things that work for them.
Yep.
Right?
So you got to find what works for you. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it. You know,
What is that?
What was that?
it's a very loud motorcycle.
Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, we get a lot of that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Ruining my audio over
Trying to
here.
record a podcast.
Don't you know the podcast light is on? Recording.
So this year, then, are you going to plan on hunting more from the tree stand?
Yeah. I mean, well, you tell me. From a blind, hunting with a crossbow is fairly easy. How about hunting with a bow, though? You get pulled back, get situated. How do you get your
lot
stance? How
harder.
do you
You're
get your...
kind of limited.
And that's what I'm just... The blind, again, was to learn. My husband put me in the blind to learn movements, watch, listen. And I never did get to shoot from the blind, though, so I am a little disappointed. But, yeah, I'm gonna go from the tree.
Yeah, I think he's done excellent taking you in every perfect little
Thank
baby
you. He'll
step
be happy to hear that.
along the way,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking as you're saying that, I'm like,
Wow.
I did the same thing when I was a kid, when I was just getting into archery. I
Right.
did exact same steps, progressing
I'm-
along the way.
Not to give marriage...
Minus the killing a monster.
and minus the crossbow thing.
You skipped the crossbow thing.
I didn't do
my
the
husband
crossbow
did too, so
thing
don't worry.
either. Well, it wasn't legal actually when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Couldn't hunt with a crossbow.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, actually, I
could
probably
see
could have,
why. That's freaking
No,
dangerous.
kids weren't allowed back then
Doctor's
either. It's just
excuse
doctor's
because
excuse.
you blew out your shoulder or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different state.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And not to give like marriage advice on your show because we're gonna turn it the other. You're
Do
on the
it.
Love News with Angela. No. Honestly though, it has brought us so much closer. Like I'm not even gonna like. I think I love him more by hunting with him. Like so, ladies, if you want to spend more time with your husband, seriously, go hunting. I mean, you have fun.
it's a different pact. Like hunters have a total different relationship.
Exactly. Like you can learn to talk to somebody without speaking. I mean, it's hard for me. I'm still learning, but every time I think he's mad, he cracks a smile on his face. Like, all right, he's not mad at me. I dropped my bow out of the stand for like the third time, but he ain't mad at me. You know, he's sending me text messages, quit moving, but he ain't mad. Sends me a little heart emoji. Sorry, honey.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot more when you're hunting.
Yeah, you know
than you
what?
can if maybe give him some chores to do or something.
Oh, yeah. You know what we got this year for my tree stand was one of those blind kits for in the tree. How do you feel about that?
That's his honey-do list.
Oh,
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, we got to put stands up still too, so we
Yeah.
got that kit. We're gonna
Get on it.
I'm worried about my feet movement. I'm worried about getting situated and having
It
her
would
see me.
definitely hide some
Her,
movement. Yeah. But the only thing sometimes in good situations it works really well. Like you said, it may hide some movement.
Yeah.
You just might want to kind of pick and
The
choose
noise.
which tree you put it in.
Mm-hmm.
That might have a lot of cover because if you
Oh.
put it up in a wide open tree with a big old blind thing around you, you're going to stick out like
Yeah.
a sore thumb because you're going to be a big
It's
blob.
another thing.
Yep.
Learning what tree do you put a
Yeah.
tree stand in? So many little details go
crucial.
into it.
Crucial.
It's like I didn't even think about that,
Yeah.
and not so much the safety of the tree, but coverage.
Yeah.
Being able to shoot but not being able to be seen. All that. It's just
And some stands might
Yeah.
be good in the early season, and then when the leaves fall,
Right.
you're in the wide open, and you have to adjust.
Yep.
So don't be afraid. Another tip: don't be afraid to be mobile. Also,
oh, can I tell you? So story.
yeah, story time.
Story
Do
time.
it.
So first season, we probably moved that blind with my crossbow probably 6 times. Why it never fails. Move it from one end of the field to the other. They go to the other end. You move them where they are. They go to the freaking other side. And I'm sitting there like, God bless what a... And then you want to pick it up literally. And I'm like, I want to pick it up and go across the field.
Like
You
you're
know-
a bush.
Yeah. You know what I want to get is one of those bales of hay.
Oh,
you always
yeah.
see them on hunt
Money
shows.
makes the bail blind.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
get one of those. That's it. I'm getting one of
You
those.
can set that right out in the middle of the field. That's the best part about
Yep.
it.
Exactly.
You can't just put a regular blind up in the middle of the
Right.
field. Everything
That's-
will look at
I'm
you
gonna
like
put
you
wheels
need
on it too, so I can just move it. Be like, do. You don't see me. You don't see me.
They'll pick their head up. You'll stop.
Yeah.
Put their head down.
Yeah. So I used to get worried about moving, but that's something I've learned. I mean, you got to move where they're going, and that's
Yep.
you get frustrated and you do it. But we have I'm sure as you guys do too, a vast variety of tree stands and plenty of them that we probably have. I don't know, 6-7 stands up throughout the
Good.
season. So, like I said, we were lucky enough to have neighbors that have a whole bunch of acreage that allow us to hunt. Again, another amateur thing to not forget to tell: where do you put a tree stand? Food. What's there? Why are they going to come there? Because that was my first thing. I'm like, well, right here's a trail. Why can't we just put a stand here?
Right.
Why? What are they going to go there for? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a good point, honey. Oh my God, you're so smart. How am I ever going to know all this stuff?
You will. You'll learn.
You'll learn it. Yeah.
So we found a new apple orchard, and I'm like,
Oh,
score!
early season?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. It's not
Ooh.
producing much fruit, but we got a camera out.
Even if it produces a little bit, that's
Yeah.
still.
Water, corn, and I'm
Yep.
not going to say where in case my neighbor that we
I
had
will
the
tell
bet
you
going
exactly
with.
where it is. It is on the corner of New York and West Virginia, right on the Panhandle.
She's
That's
even
exactly where
closer
she hunts.
to that corner
Yeah.
than we are.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Yep. That's where you are.
Yeah, that's your spot.
Yep, nope, nothing up there to see.
Now I know where you hunt.
Yep, nope. Yeah.
We'll be there to scout next week.
Yeah.
No, it is nice to have different stand locations because sometimes the first sit in each stand is your best because you haven't put your scent there.
Right.
It's kind of it's more of a it's a scent control thing.
Yeah.
You
got
know.
it.
different times of the year, though, like you said, some stands might be better than other based on the food.
Right.
You know, when you get more advanced, you'll even look into like where the deer are bedding, and you'll work that bed
we're
to
into
food
that.
pattern because
Yep.
early in the season, those deer just walk the same path
Yeah.
almost consistently.
That's
bed,
the
food, bed,
best.
food.
Learning the patterns.
Yeah.
Like, and doing that, my mind's blown. I just learned so much in the last 2 years. Like, you know, you would have talked to me 5 years ago. I've been like, I ain't never tree hunting. My husband would say, you know, she don't have the patience to do it. So, joke's on you.
Yeah.
I'm going with you
Joke's
all the
on
time
you.
now, honey. You're never getting away from me. That's the best
And
part.
don't be afraid to ask us what you think is a stupid question.
Oh,
Yeah, do you have any
really?
questions?
I've been asking them as we've been going along, right?
We're getting up on time. Is there
Yeah.
any ones that you like want to ask that you're like they seem stupid to you or anything, but you just want to you want to know?
I don't know. I'm sure as soon as we get done, yeah, I'll be like, oh, I should have asked that. And no, I mean, I don't.
Anything
no.
with sign that you don't know? Like
Say that
you
again.
understand what a sign, like a scrape is, and a
Oh,
rub,
okay.
and all that good
Learning
stuff?
all that too. Yep.
Yep.
See, I'm confused where they do it and why. You know, my husband's constantly looking up. Well, there's nothing up there, so that can't be a scrape. What? I don't get it.
He's looking for a licking branch.
Oh.
What it is
Rubbing his
a-
horns up there.
Well, he'll rub his face, his glands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll leave
Oh,
scent.
he did tell me
Preorbital
that.
gland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why if it's a scrape, it's going to have a licking branch above it so they can leave scent on the branch, and then they leave scent on the ground, and they'll rub their legs together, and they'll pee down, and it'll
Okay.
rub on their dorsal glands.
Interdigital glands down there
Yes.
too.
See, he knows the words, but
Gross.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
and it's a communication thing.
So that's a scrape, right?
That's a scrape.
A
when they
rub.
they'll even rub their antlers on the ground.
Okay.
Sometimes you can
Yeah.
see antler scrapes
Yeah.
through it, but does will hit that too because it's like a communication thing.
right.
Yep.
They're leaving their scent there, and the deer can literally pick up
Come
that
back
scent
and find
know
them.
which
Yep.
deer was there.
So, funny story, short story. The one apple orchard we hunt in, haven't had much luck, got my first doe there, but this little 6-point would not get out of there. I mean, so we stopped, you know, my husband said, we might as well just quit coming down here. He's got his scent all over the place. He ain't leaving. So, that's a good question. Is that, you move out of that spot because he's not legal and you just leave him? Or do you think another buck's going to come in and try and push him out?
Well,
So many thoughts.
You wanna handle
there.
that one?
Yeah.
See
What do
that?
you think?
There's a lot of different things that could happen. It depends. If there's does there,
Lots of doe traffic.
you're gonna have bucks come in and push him out of there. But
Okay.
if it's really just him and there's not a whole lot of does and stuff, in my opinion, they're probably gonna leave him alone because they're probably in a better area
Yeah.
than he is. He's getting the less.
He's getting the second
attractive
choice.
areas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the big guys have pushed him out.
Correct.
and also the younger deer will make most of your sign.
Mm-hmm.
The young deer, like the little 4 points and the
didn't know
spikes, they're trying to
that.
figure
Yep.
things out.
Yeah.
So they'll be the first ones to make the rubs, the first ones to make the scrapes, because they're just trying to figure things out. They don't understand what's happening to them yet. So they'll do a lot more of the sign than a bigger deer will.
Yep.
But what you're saying is also can be possible where a smaller deer might be hitting that scrape and leaving his scent there.
Right.
And then what typically that means is they might be bedded closer to that scrape than the big buck is because the big
Okay.
buck will have the better bedding area than
Yeah.
the little bucks. The little bucks will bed basically outside of the big bucks because the big bucks are in the foolproof
Right.
spot where you're not killing them.
It's like a satellite
Yeah.
bed.
How do you get them moving?
Well, that's
closer
the tough
to the
part.
bed.
You got to get close.
Buck bomb.
Buck bomb.
I killed my deer last year. I did use the buck bomb.
Did you?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's the second question. You guys use buck bomb? How do you? I mean, we're new.
So-
even my husband says he doesn't. He's never really used it. Seems like every time I go to squirt it, one comes.
I
I'm like,
used the doe estrus buck bomb, but what I
Oh.
did, I took the doe estrus and I had my decoy out. I told you about. I shot my buck
wanna
over that decoy.
We talked about this
We did
before.
talk
Remember,
about it.
I wanted to start hunting with a decoy.
Yep.
Wait, I forgot we talked about
They
that.
made a believer out of me last year.
Yeah.
No, Rip, my husband. We're gonna have to
So,
talk to
The
him.
right time of year,
Right.
though.
It has to be the right time
Right
of
time
year.
of year.
Yep.
So you sprayed it on
So
the
what-
decoy, right? Oh,
No.
I'm stealing.
What
your
I
thunder.
did was I actually set up kind of, I don't know, like a scenario. I took
Oh.
the doe urine and I started all the way back in the corner where I saw the buck come out the first time the night before. And I sprayed it down and I sprayed it up the trees. Also
Okay.
because when you spray it up the tree, that wind will hit it and carry that scent farther than the
good
scent on the
point.
ground.
Yep.
And I
Done that
literally
too.
made a trail from the corner of that pasture all the way up, and every time I passed a tree, I'd spray the tree.
Yeah.
And I just kept going up, spraying it the whole way up, sprayed the tree, sprayed it almost all the way up to where my buck decoy was, and then I aimed the buck decoy down the urine trail that I sprayed. So it was almost like he was going to pick up the scent. But what was nice about that is if a buck come out of that corner, he would smell it, or in those woods, say he would smell the scent of the doe, and my thought process was he would start coming into the scent of the doe and then
Right.
see my decoy.
Now, did you face facing or ass facing?
I actually usually aim him in a 45 degree.
Ah, smart.
Most people aim the buck decoys towards them because they say that the buck decoy is always going to come in from the front.
They do a
right.
J-hook.
Yeah, I
It's
got you.
bullshit,
Right.
first off, because my buck actually came in and was going to mount my buck decoy from behind.
Did you spray some of it on your?
I
doe
may
too?
have.
That's awesome. I would have. I'd sprayed the shit out of her. I'd been like
Yeah.
right there in the little coochie.
But I've never sprayed it from my actual stand. You can do that too
Yeah,
to kind
that's-
of get the scent going. But what I did is instead of doing that, I sprayed it up the trees, like 6-7 foot up the
Yeah.
trees, so you would get the scent that would carry farther down. I wanted the scent to cover this, go into the swamp where the bucks
Got
bed.
right where the air's going. Right.
Yeah, so I kind of made it down. The scent would go downwind into the swamping area where I thought the bucks were bedding, and I brought it all the way back up to where my buck decoy was, and I aimed them 45 degrees away from me.
See that's
So,
you.
which most experts say you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to aim them towards you. I don't know what your guys' opinion is on that. My
I
buck
wanna
came
try
in,
it.
and he literally came in, and he was posturing up, and he was coming in behind my buck, and he was going to show his dominance. He was going to mount that deer and show his dominance, and he
That's-
was 15 yards quartering away, perfect.
That's how I've seen it. I mean, and again, remember, I haven't. This second year, third year into it, I have rarely seen deer in that type of action because I'm always rifle hunting.
Yep.
Right.
That was my first time seeing a buck come up behind a doe like that. So I agree with you 100%. I mean, I've seen it on hunting shows, but that's different when you see it in real. You're like, that is fun. Like when
Blows
they
your
start
mind.
chasing it, when they start chasing the doe and stuff, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is
Also, another
amazing.
tip, if you're going to use a decoy, make sure you put that decoy probably 10 yards closer than your max distance you want to shoot.
Ah,
So I'm comfortable. I mean, I'm more comfortable, but I'm mostly comfortable about 30 yards and in. So I put mine about anywhere between 18 and 20 yards. So because that deer will, like he said, he'll J-hook around sometimes.
Yeah.
And he'll posture up and he'll circle around that buck decoy. And that's why if he comes just around it, you hope he's only, 10
Got
to
it.
15 yards farther than your decoy.
I miss our lunchtime talks, Chuck. I really do.
I know.
I forgot. I totally I went home after you told me about that. I told my husband, I'm like, we're using a decoy. He's like, no, we're not. We don't have time
No,
for
we're
that.
not.
It's too late in the season. We're not. Benjamin, we're using a decoy this year.
Check it out, man.
Yeah,
Mine
go get her.
was November 8th. It was
Yeah.
when I killed that
Oh,
buck.
Yeah,
wow.
It was
Good.
Wednesday, last week of the season. And you want to use decoys probably later, as late as possible in the season, because our rut usually comes in a little late.
Yeah.
Yep.
The chasing
It
phases,
does.
you can use a doe decoy earlier, like late October, early November if you want. The problem with that is if you're trying to still kill doe,
Yeah.
doe don't like decoys.
They don't.
They
No?
know the doe herd pretty much knows every deer on that property.
Mm.
So when you make another doe decoy, they know that's something's up.
Tail up.
But if you put a little buck decoy on, they don't know every buck in the area because there's a lot of bucks that travel in and out
Right.
during the rut.
Yep.
So that's why you got to be really careful using
Yeah.
a doe decoy also.
I did spray our target down with. I was gonna take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a buck decoy though, or that wasn't a decoy. It was a damn target.
Yeah.
I sprayed it down. I was ready, and he's like, "Nah, you ain't taking that." I'm like, "Can I just take the head? I'll put the head up in my blind with me." See, and that's another thing. It's so amusing when you hunt with
Yeah.
two people. They have these ridiculous
dig
ideas.
You got to watch though. They
Oh.
make those dang targets like these giant bucks, and you don't want to put a giant buck out there
Well-
because you'll scare everything away.
Lesson 567 of hunting amateur style: do not put doe urine on your boots or on your anywhere. Did not realize that if you do that, something could come up behind you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, amateur, because I'm thinking, I'll spray some doe urine on my boots. Bad idea.
Bad
No
idea.
apparently.
bueno, man.
bad idea.
I don't like to spray any scent on me myself.
Yeah,
At
that's
all.
my
I
husband
want to
just
be.
told
I don't
me
even
that
like
rule.
the fresh earth scent because that's
See?
not. It doesn't smell
Oh, that
natural.
shit stinks.
Terrible.
Horrible. It's like a bunch of, I can't even say, but it just goes to show you though, when you're an amateur, how much stuff you guys know that you got to share, you know? It's like, he's looking at me like I'm an idiot. I'm like, what? He's like, what are you doing? He's like, do you want to get raped by a bear? I'm like, not particularly, but I mean.
Wasn't my first choice.
Yeah, I was thinking a big buck, you know. Hey,
Oh,
buddy,
man.
you know, what are you doing tonight, big buck? So again,
I can dig it.
learning lessons. So,
I can dig it.
All right. Well, Ange, we really appreciate you coming in.
oh, thank you. This is so
Huge
much
thanks.
fun. No,
I hope you
you're-
did have fun.
Oh yeah, I hope
Traveled
your,
in quite a ways to come.
your mini
sit with
series
us and
does
talk.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even announce
You
that.
didn't. No.
We're doing a new hunter mini
why I'm
series.
here.
Yes, this is the
Jeez.
first episode of maybe 3 or 4 that we're going to do. We're going to do a nice little mini series with new hunters leading up into the season. Try to get their perspective on what they're feeling going into the season. I don't know if we even talked about that. How you feeling going into the
Oh
season?
my God, I'm so excited! I'm first year using a compound bow.
Yeah.
I just want to carry the damn thing to the tree stand. That
Yep.
you know, again, learning. I got a new pulley to pull it up into my
Yep.
stand. I'm excited about that. It was the best $4 I've ever spent.
Sweet.
So
It's a lot lighter too.
besides, I told you about. So I'll tell everybody real quick. My boots had mold on them. I got to finally, again, as a woman, it is hard to find hunting apparel. Finally found the perfect pair of women's hunting boots. Fit perfectly. Well, except, anyways, they gotta wear them in. A little bit of blisters happen, but.
Oh yeah.
Found them in my basement covered in mold from this hot weather. Guess what I had to spray on them? Here's a question. I had to spray bleach on them. Can I wear them again, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been
Carefully.
sitting outside
Um,
for 2 days now.
I'd try and rinse them really good. That leather's gonna hold some
Yeah.
scent, but maybe
The leather holds a lot of
Should
scent.
I
I'm
put
trying to
some
think
leather
because
cleaner?
maybe
on 'em?
mink oil them or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe mink oil.
I would definitely continuously scrub them, spray them down, really soak them in with the descended
Yeah.
spray. Like really soak them down with
Yeah,
that.
let it dry.
And it,
Spray
like
'em
you
and
said,
let
leave them
dry.
outside. I don't know. I guess in the rain and everything, even too, to kind of just try
Yeah,
to get that
that's a good
scent.
idea.
It's tough with leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Leather's
know.
tough
Does it
to
hold?
work
Does
with.
it doesn't not hold? Well, and again, I'd love to find a non-leather pair of boots. So hey, you need to find a sponsor that does women's clothing. I'll speak for them. I'll even model for them. I mean, I don't know if
Good
they
idea.
really want that, but I'll be a foot model.
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
Footwear.
Ross,
Hint, hint.
we need new rubber boots.
Yes, yes. Or Wolverine.
Yeah.
Those are the kind I have. I really like them.
I dig it.
No.
Wolverine makes a good
No,
boot.
yeah. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
No,
I'm
absolutely.
having the
Thank
best
you.
time. I want to come back after this season. That
Listen.
was fun.
That's gonna happen.
Get a deer
Yeah.
with your compound.
Yep.
Come back on.
Those are my expectations.
Open invitation.
You know?
I think it's just this season. You'll
Even
have
if you
a
just
ton
have
to
like
talk
a
about.
good experience this
Right.
year.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough because you want to be good at everything you do. So that's part of the battle too, is because nobody's good when they first go out. You know,
Right.
So my first shot only with that crossbow, and I wounded that doe, and we chased her down for probably half a mile, and then found her laying at the bottom of a ravine in a creek. We literally were 20 feet from her and left the spot because we're like, oh, we got to go back to the house. We got to let her go after a mile of chasing her, and then came back. I'm like, oh my God, she's right there. We just she's been laying there the whole time. I was sitting there singing, whistling, you know. So then when you walk up on her and she's not down, you're like, oh my God, I made a terrible shot. I'm just kicking myself the whole time. And God bless my husband. He's so nice and calm. And it's like, everybody does it. You just, that we found her. Don't worry. We're going to get her. Da, 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 da. But then going up for that second shot, and that's a whole other story. But let's put it this way. Long story short. Did I tell you this story?
Oh.
I had to sneak down to get her. And my husband's like, no, she's going to die. She's going to die. Leave her. She's dying. I'm like, I can't do it. And then when I saw the ticks all over my body, I'm like, I got to go. I'm getting her. So, I like army crawl down there and try to be all sneak. She sees me. He comes down from the other side to try and spook her out. I take the shot, miss. Actually, I think I get her in like the leg or something. She falls into the creek and dies because her lungs filled up with water. I'm like, son of a... I'm like, hey, guess what? It works both ways.
You got
That was
her.
the fangle tooth
Oh yeah.
foot. Yeah. That was
thing
a
was
fangle
goofy.
tooth. Yeah, what was that, like a hoof?
Yeah.
One hoof fangle.
hoof was like long. Yeah, it was.
You know, it was missing, but it wasn't like it chopped off or anything. Like it literally grew that way.
It was
so
a
weird.
deformed
Yeah.
hoof.
Yeah, it was gross. It was
weird.
But so that feeling of getting her though, oh, it's like thank God.
Yeah.
So if I have that experience again, that's okay though, because it's still learning.
It happens. You try to do everything you can to minimize that possibility. That's one thing we talk about a lot with new hunters is taking the ethical shot.
Yep.
Yes.
Do not take a bad shot, even if it means letting a deer walk.
Yep.
You will feel better about letting a deer go because you didn't have the right opportunity to shoot it, especially with a bow, than you will if you wound that animal and never find it, because that is the most gut-wrenching, terrible pit of your stomach feeling
It is my
in the whole world.
Aim small.
Aim small,
same
miss small.
thing.
Pick a spot, especially if you see a buck.
Wow.
Now, a buck with a
I'm already
rifle.
shaking. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I see a buck.
A buck with a rifle is one thing. When he starts closing in from
Yeah.
100 yards feeding, and you got a bow in your hand, you start shaking, and he's still
Oh.
half an hour away because he's
Yeah,
going to take
right?
his good old time
Okay.
getting in. One thing I will tell you, just don't look at his antler. Once you know it's a deer you want to shoot and it's legal, take your eyes off those antlers no matter what you have to do.
Don't
Yep.
worry about how big it is.
Do not look at the antler, because if you sit there and stare at the antlers the whole
Yeah.
way in, you're just going to work yourself up too much. So you want to like you said, look away, go through your breathing, go through your little
Yeah.
mantra, talk to yourself, it's no big deal. I'm just going to, make sure I stay on a shot, make a good ethical shot,
That's preach.
so
My husband, the same thing. Don't take a bad shot. Don't take a bad shot. That's probably the last thing he says to me. Don't take a bad shot.
yeah. I've
So-
passed up on several deer over the last few years that, maybe when I was younger, I would take a dumb shot and, probably miss. But I got to the point where I have literally let deer walk because I'm like, I don't feel comfortable.
I probably let so many deer pass last year with that ethical thought in my head,
Yeah.
with him chirping in my ear, not really being there. Don't take a bad shot. And then I get out and he says to me, "Why didn't you take that shot?" I'm like, it wasn't good. He's like, "Hey, no, if you're comfortable, you got to be comfortable. Don't take it if you're not comfortable."
Couldn't agree more.
But it's seriously like a heart pounding watching. It's like, oh, I'm going to shoot. No, I can't shoot. I want to shoot. No, I can't shoot. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I don't do it.
Well, that's a perfect way to wrap this
Yeah,
up. I
that's
think,
great.
be ethical as much as possible. That's what makes us, a successful bow hunting family.
Part of the learning, too. Amateurs, remember, teach them ethical shots only.
Yep. And knowing what an ethical shot is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Study the body of an animal.
deer
The deer
anatomy.
anatomy is crucial. Knowing
From-
and really making sure that that deer's broadside, not quartering too
Yeah.
much, So, all right, Austin, let's wrap this thing up. Thanks again, Angela.
Hey,
I
you're
really
welcome.
appreciate you coming
Thank
in.
you.
We had a blast.
I had
So,
fun, too.
You're awesome.
Oh, hey, thanks.
It was
Austin.
good.
Yeah, thanks.
I had a good time. Well, if anybody out there would like to do us a favor, head on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star review. If you're feeling really, really crazy, you can write a little review with it. That'd be cool too. Let us know how you like it. Anybody out there that likes the show, they can also come and find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. If you would like to send us any feedback, whether you like the show or not, hit us up on the Whitetail Distraction Podcast at gmail.com.
and we still have the hat giveaway going on right now.
Yep.
We're going to extend it into this episode as well. So either this episode or the last one, if you like our page on Facebook, you have to go on there and actually like our page, and then like our post of the episode, either this one or episode 8, and share it. So you need to like and share the episode that we post on Facebook or Instagram, and then like our page on Facebook or Instagram. It'll enter you into win a free hat from the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. I'm wearing the white and gray.
Ooh.
Austin's got the green and
Oh,
tan.
I'm winning that hat.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
They're sharp hats. We got
I
new
like
ones
that.
coming out. The
Yeah.
next batch are going to be more of the white and gray. And we also have a camo coming out with brown back mesh. And it's either going to do... We're going to
Realtree
do...
Extra.
Yeah, it's Realtree Extra on the front.
Nice.
Brown on the back. We're going to do an emblem in... We're going to do 6 in orange and 6 in a dark green, so you can wear them in stand hunting.
And plenty of the gray and whites.
And there's going to be more gray and white. So if you're interested in a hat, hit us up. $20 for a hat, and that helps us. That supports us to help us pay for some more equipment and just kind of keep this thing running.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
Can I just tell you real quick? My legs are bit up so bad from sitting in here. This fan,
Really?
this fan literally just takes all the mosquitoes and shoots them right at me.
Oh
So
no!
sacrifice.
I told you to tell me about the mosquitoes when we closed the door.
Oh
I
no!
got bit a couple times.
I
But
was
it's so
hoping-
hot in here.
I know. I was hoping you're gonna be like, Ange, why are you so fidgety? I'm just scratching. It's like an addiction right now. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I do too.
It's 4 million degrees in here. We had to have the fan running. We
The
had
rack
to have
shack's hot.
Yeah,
Wow.
the doors open.
That's what we should have talked about bug control while hunting, but next
Ooh,
episode.
Next
Thermocell.
epi.
Yeah. Okay. Next epi. Let's do
Thermocell.
it.
Good advice after we end this one.
Yeah,
So.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Part 2 coming soon.
Part 2 coming soon.
All right, thanks, Ange. We appreciate it.
Thank
thanks
you.
to everyone out there listening. One shout out actually to a fan of ours that is always sharing our stuff. Big time listener, really likes the podcast. Jimmy Strickler, he's out there, good friend of mine. I want to give him a little shout out because I know he listens on his way to work, and he said it's one of the best parts of his day whenever he's traveling to and from
That's
work.
so sweet.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's constantly tagging new people and sharing. So thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks, man.